Hello and welcome to Simon's Trading Channel. My name's Simon. This is my daily Bitcoin price action analysis. Happy Sunday to you. Hope you had a great weekend. Yes, we're at the end of another week. Another week of life has passed by. I hope you've had a good one, and next week is also looking positive. You may be thinking, Simon, why are you on the Bitstamp full history for Bitcoin? Well, I'll answer that question immediately. But before I do, I'll just remind you this isn't financial advice because I'm not a financial advisor. Anyway, as Bitcoin is hovering around the current all-time high, I just wanted to revisit the previous couple of cycles and when Bitcoin did exactly the same thing, what happened to the price action. So I've just moved these away from the all-time highs at the time. But obviously they should be there. The reason I've moved them away is just to accurately-ish put on a blue line where the all-time high was and then look at what happened when the price challenged it as an area, of course, resistance. So for this point in time, which was March 17, so similar kind of time of the year. In fact, only a couple of days. Well, I'm just talking about this one weekly candle here. But anyway, the point is, it was around the same time of the year, but some years ago now, when Bitcoin was retesting this all-time high. And as you can see, it did sort of faff around a bit before it then had a sort of bullish move through. And, you know, it took several weeks to then be closing consistently above. So, you know, that's of interest. What I'm more interested in is what happened after the messing around period when it then consistently became bullish, having broken through the all-time high. And as you can see, there were several weeks straight up prior to a decent pullback and then more upside. So in the several weeks being, how many? Well, because TradingView is so fantastic, I can measure them. So I'll take it from this week here and just measure how many weeks. So it was roughly so it was pretty much 6 weeks straight up after the all-time high had been cleared, if you like. So it was, I could have counted them, couldn't I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then a pullback. All right. So that's interesting. Oh, go away. All right. Now on to the next one. So here was the next all-time high for the next cycle, and it was then challenged over here in December 2020. So again, Bitcoin kind of messed around for a few weeks before then showing a really good closure above that all-time high and then moving up. And this time it did 1, 2, 3, 4 bullish weeks before pulling back. So that was for this, where am I? This was 6. And so the reason I've done that is, is there some sort of follow through from that for Bitcoin assaulting its current all-time high? And I guess with only previous sample size of 2, you can't draw any massive conclusions, but there was 4 and then 6. So, or the other way around, initially 6 and then 4. So you'd like to think that once Bitcoin properly breaks through the range of the all-time high, which it's at the moment, it's going to spend a number of weeks with follow-through price action to the upside. And on that note, I'm going to switch back to Bybit, and we'll talk about the lower time frames. So diving straight in to the 4 hour, because in my eyes it hasn't really broken out yet, despite having put in some new all-time high prices. There's not been a really bullish move above the previous all-time high area. That's just in my opinion. Other people may disagree. And if you look at the 4 hour chart, I've still got the same range. So bottom of it's coming in at 60. The top is that wick high that happened on Friday, which is 70.5, and then middle of the range 64.5. So the bullish uptrend remains pristine and intact, in my opinion, above 60,000. 4 hourly daily closures below there doesn't look quite as pristine. Coming down to the lower time frames, you can see that I had this rising wedge on, and that line of resistance has beautifully turned into a line of support, and probably the same trend line for higher lows looks like it's going to continue. But Bitcoin hasn't really closed many 4 hour or any 4 hour candles on Bybit above 70,500 at the moment. I think when it starts to do that, definitely when it closes a daily, you're going to see some more bullish, or it's not bullish because this is bullish, right? Because it's upside, but more impulsive price action, as in this sort of stuff rather than this sort of stuff. And, it remains to be seen if that'll happen this coming week. I think if the lower time frames start to close back below 67.5, then it might not be, next week. This may turn into a rangy week. I don't know, right? No one knows. No one can tell the future. That's why I just look at the price action and do what it tells me to do. And that's my basically trading philosophy. That and not ignoring the 3 golden rules. Trend is your friend. Never long resistance. Never short support. What am I on? 7.5 minutes. I'm probably going to draw a line to it at that. So short term, this is what I'm basically working off. It's pretty clear to anyone who's been watching my videos. So lower time frames still in an uptrend and will be definitely while the price is above 67.5, as I just said. And more long term, clearly still in a massive uptrend. And interesting to see the weekly data that I just told you about, suggesting that some good higher time frame closures above 70,500 you would expect the coming weeks to all be green, probably for about 4, but not necessarily more than 6. I think more like 2 or 3, but that again is just a guess. I'm going to end the video on that. I hope you've enjoyed it. Do me a favor if you have, please like and subscribe, and come back and join me tomorrow because I'll be doing it all again. Have a great Sunday, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.